Hello, beloved. You are once again welcome to Danka TV and Radio Online. My name is Daniel Asamoah. You can call me Dependable. We are still on our studies, dreams and their interpretations. Dreams and their interpretations. This is part 3. This is part 3. In the part 2, we studied on the right way of interpreting your dreams, which many people do it in a wrong way by checking on books written on dreams and their interpretations, and others also check on Google. And there is another one called AI dreams and their interpretations, whereby they use symbolisms, psychology, and modern analysis to interpret your dreams. So in the part 2, you will know that it is a wrong approach. If you don't get your dream in a right way, or if you don't interpret your dream in the right way, it means that the solution will be a wrong one and it is a problem. So get the part 2 and I hope you will enjoy that one. Today we are on the part 3 and we are going to look at 2 biblical dreams and how they were interpreted. 2 biblical dreams and how they were interpreted. But before then, let us read something from Daniel chapter 2 and then verses 22. The Bible says that he reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what is in the darkness, and the light dwells with him. He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what is in the darkness, and the light dwells with him. God knows what is in the darkness. There is something that is hidden. There is something that is in the deep or in the deeper realms. There is something which your physical eyes cannot see. There is something which your physical ears cannot hear. And it takes only God to reveal the hidden secret or the hidden things to you in a dream. I want you also to know that everything that happens physically has already taken place in the spiritual realms. So if you have the opportunity to see things in the secret places or in the dreams, you have advantage over it. So treat your dreams as very important. As I always say, that you don't have to put your dreams under the carpet. Today, in this studies, in the part 3, we are going to study on 2 biblical dreams and how they were interpreted. 2 biblical dreams and how they were interpreted. And the first one is that of Joseph interpreting the dreams of the prisoners. Here you must first know that Joseph himself was in prison, and the 2 together with him, they were all in prison. But these 2 prisoners had dreams. It tells you that it doesn't matter the place you find yourself, you can still have a dream. No matter the place that you find yourself, you can still have a dream. Because we understand that God is the one who is revealing secrets, either for you to know the things that have surrounded you, so you will be aware of the things that has surrounded you or the things that is happening, and also you are being guided into the future. And God has no barrier, and so God is able to reveal things to you no matter where you find yourselves. These were in prison, yet they had dreams. There are some people who even sleep by the roadside, yet they have dreams. It doesn't matter whether you are in a noisy place and you fell asleep, God can still reveal secrets unto you. One example is that of Jacob in Genesis chapter 28 and then verse 10 to 22, where Jacob put his head on a stone and then he had a dream of angels descending and ascending on him. So you can see that it doesn't matter even if you have a comfortable place to sleep or where you slept was uncomfortable, you can still have a dream. Now let us go to the story or the dream on Joseph interpreting the dream of these two prisoners. And you will love these studies today. Now let us take the Bible verse from Genesis chapter 40. Genesis chapter 40. Let us read it together. And it came to pass after these things that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended their lord the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh was wroth against two of his officers, against the chief of the butler and against the chief of the bakers. And he put them in ward in the house of the captain of the guard, into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound. And the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them. And they continued a season in ward. And they dreamed a dream, both of them, each man his dream in one night, each man according to the interpretation of his dream. The butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, which were bound in the prison. And Joseph came in unto them in the morning, and looked upon them, and behold, they were sad. That is verse 6. They were sad. When they had the dream in the prison, they were sad. Why were they sad? Let's take it from verse 7. And he asked Pharaoh's officers that were with him in the ward of his lord's house, saying, Wherefore look ye so sadly today? And they said unto him, We have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me them, I pray you. So the reason why the two prisoners were sad is because they had a dream and there is no one there to interpret the dream to them. So you can see that they were very serious about what they have seen, because they know that what they have seen is not just for nothing, but it's for something important. If for something happening around them or something that is going to take place in the future. And so they were worried. So sometimes I don't know the reason why some of you have dreams, and then the dream is not important to you. You just wake up and then you just go out. There are some who sleep and they don't have dreams. We will come to that. But if you have the opportunity to have dream and you are not serious about it, it's very sad and it is not good for you. These two in prison, they were even in prison and they have dreams. And because there is no one to interpret the dream for them, they were very sad. So someone who is already in prison, what is he thinking again? But they knew that dream is very important. Either something is happening around them that they are not aware, or either there is a solution. Either there is something that they have to do to get out of the prison, or something is about to happen to them in the future which they don't know. And so they were sad. And then Joseph told them that the answer is from God. It is God who is able to tell you what you have seen. And they said unto him, We have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, Do not interpretation belong to God? Every dream that you have, the interpretation belong to God. Verse 9, and the chief butler told his dream to Joseph and said to him, In my dream, behold, a vine was before me. Now take note of the dream of the butler. Take note of the symbols take note of the time, and everything that you hear in the dream, you have to take note of them. And that is the right way of interpreting your dream. According to the butler, he said that a vine was before him. And in verse 10, and in the vine were 3 branches. Now there is a number here, 3, and branches. So he said what? A vine, that there was what? He said, and in the vine were 3 branches. There were 3 branches. So take note of that. And it was as though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. Now let us go to verse 12. And Joseph said unto them, this is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. The 3 branches are 3 days. And he said, yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head and restore thee unto thy place, and thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand, and after the former manner when thou was his butler. And Joseph said, but think of me when it shall be well with thee, and show kindness, I pray thee, unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing that they should put me into the dungeon. So Joseph interpreted the dream unto this chief butler, and he told him that the vine that he saw represent 3 days. You see, he said that he saw a vine and saw 3 branches, and he saw that these 3 branches that you saw in a vine represent what? 3 days. And in the 3 days, the king will release you, and then you will serve the king again. So you can see that the dream of this butler is that of restoration. Is that of restoration. So there are many people who have dreams, and that dream has come to restore you, either to restore your health, either to restore your business, or to restore anything that you have lost. So this chief butler, the dream that he had, according to Joseph's interpretation, said that he is going to be restored. The king will release him, and then he will do his work again. And Joseph, because he believed in dreams and what the right way of interpreting the dream of Joseph, he said, remember me when you appear before the king, because he knew that no matter what you have seen is going to take place. Now, in verse 18, now let us look at the chief baker's own. In verse 16, when the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream, and behold, I had 3 white baskets on my head. So note the symbols here as well. He said that, behold, I had 3 white baskets on my head. In his head, he had 3 white baskets. And the uppermost basket there was of all manner of baked meat for Pharaoh, and the birds did eat them out of the basket upon my head. And Joseph answered and said, this is the interpretation thereof. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh from off thee. And it came to pass the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast unto all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again, and he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. But he hung the chief baker as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forgot him. So this baker dream that was interpreted by Joseph was not something good as he expected. What he saw was rather a bad one for him, and then he was released, but he was beheaded, or the king hung him. The king hung him. So everything that they saw came to pass. Everything that these two saw in their eyes came to pass. So dreams do really come to pass. So take your dreams as very important. There is something that happens here. So you see, Joseph interpreted the dream of these two. But after interpreting the dream of these two, he did not give solution. When Joseph interpreted the dream of these two prisoners, he did not give the solution. He just told them the meaning of their dreams. Now we will go to the second dream and how it was interpreted. I want us to study something in these two dreams. So follow me. Joseph interpreted the dream of the two prisoners, but he did not give solution to them. He did not give solution. So there is one way for you to remember your dream and another way for you to know the solution. Sometimes you may dream and then maybe you saw something bad or maybe you saw something good. What is your approach? What is the solution? Do I have to do something so that the bad thing I saw will not happen? Or do I have to do something that the good thing that I saw will come to pass? There are some dreams that when you see, no matter what, whether you do something about it or not, they come to pass. And there are others also, you've got to do something about it before they come to pass. So now, Joseph interpreted the dream of the two prisoners, but he did not tell them the solution. That is the reason why, in my opinion, the baker was killed or the baker was hanged. So do not take it as if like, oh, the baker saw a dream, but nothing happened to him, or he was not able to overcome it. Do not fear. There is always something you've got to do. Joseph interpreted the dream, but he did not told them the solution, or he did not give them the solution. Now we are going to the part 2 of our dreams and their interpretation, the two biblical dreams and how they were interpreted. Now the part 2 is that of Joseph interpreting the dream of the king. Joseph interpreting the dream of the king, and that one is taken from Genesis chapter 41. When you read through, the Bible says that, and it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river, and behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine or cow, and fat-fleshed, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other cows came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean-fleshed, and stood by the other cow upon the brink of the river. And the ill-favored and lean-fleshed kind did eat up the 7 well-favored and fat kind. So Pharaoh awoke, and he slept and dreamed the second time, and behold, 7 ears of corn came up upon one stalk, rank and good, and behold, 17 ears and blasted with the east wind sprang up after him, and the 17 ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And behold, it was a dream. And this verse was also read in the part 2, so I know you are familiar with this verse in Genesis chapter 41. Now we know that the interpretation thereof. Now let us go to the interpretation in Genesis chapter 41 and then verse 25 to 32. Verse 25 to 32. There the Bible says that, and Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. So the dream that Joseph had is concerning what God is about to do in the future. I always tell you that do not joke with your dreams. The Bible says the 7 good cows are 7 years. How can you say that a cow is representing years? Except God has given you the interpretation. So you got to get someone who can help you to interpret your dream. The 7 good cows are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. So you see, the king saw 2 dreams. The first was about the cows, and the second was about the ears, not years, about ears. So the cows that he saw represent 7 years, and the ears that he saw represent another 7 years. And according to Joseph, he said, and the 17 and ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What God is about to do, he showed unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine. So the king, who is the ruler of the people, saw in a dream 7 years of famine and 7 years of plenty. You see, Joseph's interpretation says that there is coming a 7 years whereby there will be fullness or abundance of food, and there is also another 7 years where there will be famine. And according to Joseph's solution that he gave, now you see in the first interpretation, Joseph told the 2 prisoners their dreams, what it means, but he didn't tell them the interpretation thereof. But when Joseph interpreted the king's dream, now he told the king what he saw, the meaning, he interpreted it, and also gave solution. When you read the Bible from Genesis chapter 41 and then verse 33, the Bible says, now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set over the land of Egypt. You see, let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the fifth part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years, and let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servant, Can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, For as much as God has showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand, and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. So, you were told in the beginning of the dream that Joseph was also in prison. And when he was remembered to come up or released to interpret the king's dream, after the interpretation and the solution that was given to the king, now he is not going back to the prison again. As we say, he became the prime minister at that time. So he became the overall boss, in charge of those who are going to keep food or store food. So Joseph gave the king the interpretation and the solution to what he has seen. Now, what we study here is that Joseph's interpretation made the people aware of what is about to happen. Joseph's interpretation made the king aware of what is about to happen, and so it helped them to prepare themselves into the future. The dream helped them to prepare themselves into the future. And also, the dream gave jobs to the people. Many people were employed because they were going to places to get food, because there is abundance of food everywhere. So they were employed to go to places and get enough food. They have a storeroom where they have keepers there as well. And Joseph, being the overall or the prime minister, Joseph was in charge. So you see, the king dream that he had in one night, the king dream that he had in one night was able to save them in 7 years of famine. One night. Maybe even that night, it was some few minutes. But 7 years ahead was known, maybe in 3 minutes or maybe in 1 minute. 7 years was known in 1 minute. Dream is very important. Dream is very powerful. And so 7 years was ahead of them, and now they were able to know what the 7 years is all about. And so they prepared themselves now, and they saved the future. They saved the entire nation from being under a severe famine or hunger. Do you know what it means for a nation to go into a famine or a hunger for 7 years? Do you know what it means? Do you know how many people will perish when a country does not have food to eat when a country is suffering, when a country does not even have much or abundance of food, do you know what happens? And do you know the wickedness that will take place? And do you know how many people who will die during 7 years? Even 1 year, how is it going to affect these people? But because of the dream and the right way that the dream was interpreted and the right solution to it, they were able to secure their future. People were employed. People had jobs to do. And their future also was saved. Dream is very important. So look at Joseph standing before the king and interpreting the dream of the king. Beloved, your dream is very important. And now, there is one way to see your dream, just as I said, to understand your dream, and also another way of having the right solution to your dream. If you will interpret your dream in a wrong way, it means that the solution will also be a wrong solution and it's going to be bad. Just imagine that the king's dream was interpreted in a wrong way. What will have taken place or what will have happened? It means that the famine will have hit them. The famine, it means that they could not overcome the 7 years of famine. What about the people who were also employed? It means that these people will also not have jobs to do, all in the name of in wrong way of interpreting a dream. But because it was interpreted in a right way, the people were employed. They have their plans. They were prepared for the future. So there is something that you have seen that will help you to prepare yourself for the future. Do not joke with your dreams. There are many people who have been afflicted in a dream because they did not take their dreams as important. Do you know that there are some who are barren today? They saw it earlier, but they did not do anything about that dream, and now they are not yet having a child. But there is a way out. There is a way out. You don't have to stay for long. You have to look into what you saw and the right way of interpreting it and the solution thereof. The more you stay for long, the more you make your case worse. Do you know that there are some people who were afflicted in a dream? Do you know that some people are passing through sicknesses and diseases here and there today, and they saw it in their dreams? And do you know that there are some people who are dead and they saw their death coming, but they did not know what to do about it? For example is that of the prisoner who saw that 3 days he will be released, and yet nothing was done about it. If there was a solution, it could have been like, you will be released, but you will not be restored to your position, but the king will let you go. If something will have supposed to have been done about his dream. So there are many people going through a lot in their lives today. Not just that they didn't see it. They saw it completely in their eyes when they were sleeping. They saw it, yet they did not take the dream as very important. Look, some of you are going through a lot today. If you sit down quietly, you will remember that there was a time that you saw this coming, but you didn't do anything about it. That is the reason why you are passing through what you are passing through today. And even some of you, you know that there are some people who are suffering today. Maybe they did not see it, but you saw it about them. You didn't inform them, and you know that you have first seen what is happening in their lives. It is wrong. It is a bad way for someone to suffer when the solution is in your hands. The last point that I will say is that sometimes some people's dreams can affect people around them. Some people's dream can affect people that are around them. I am telling you that dreams are very important. So take your dream very serious. Example is about Joseph when he interpreted the dream of this butler. This butler remembered Joseph, and then Joseph was released. When Joseph appeared before the king, after the interpretation, Joseph was promoted. It means that someone's dream brought the restoration, or brought someone's promotion, or brought someone's being released from the prison. It is because of that person's dream that was interpreted, and now when he was remembered, that made Joseph being released. So someone's dream can affect you either positively or negatively. Is it not the dream that made some people employed? Is it not the dream that affected the entire nation from being under a severe famine? Dream is very important. Beloved, dream is very, very, very important, and you must treat your dream as such. Do not joke with your dreams at all. Do not joke with your dreams. If you have a dream and you don't understand your dream, do just humble yourself and get someone who can interpret your dream, because maybe your dream may be a bad one. Humble yourself and get someone to interpret your dream for you. Humble yourself and get someone to interpret your dream for you, because it may be a danger or dangerous one for you. Get an interpreter or pray to God so that God will help you to understand your dream. Now, many people want to tell you that there is nothing about dreams, and they bring science into this just to take your attention and your mind from serious things. This is diabolic and satanic. You know the reason why? Because dream also tell you that there is something that is beyond this natural. There is something that is beyond the physical. It tells you that there is life beyond the physical. And it tells you that there is life also after death. So everyone who want to take your attention from dream, that it is a way that God revealed things and it is science, it is nothing, you eat too much and those stuff, blah, blah, blah. That is the reason why you are having dreams. Beloved, be careful of those people. Dream is very important. We will come to a point that you know the reason why some people see what they see as nightmares. We will come to that. Now, I want to give you this as I am concluding, that in case you have a dream and you don't understand, and unfortunately you don't have someone around you to interpret your dream for you, then you have to pray this prayer. God, thank you for what you have revealed to me. Take over and fight all my battles, and in the end, let me come out victorious. If you have a dream and you don't understand, you have no one around you to interpret your dream, don't just wake up and go. Just pray to God that, God, you have revealed something to me. Help me, oh God, and fight all my battles. Let the good ones come my way, and let me come out victoriously. Now, there is something you must note as I am concluding, that In Joseph interpreting the king's dream, it is not about break and loose. It is not about break and loose, but it is about preparation. There is some dreams that you see, it is not I break it, but they comes as information. They are informing you how to prepare yourself into the future. Suppose it was you who saw the dream and you got the interpretation. You say, I bind the famine spirit in 7 years. I cancel the 7 years famine. The solution is prepare yourself. It means that the famine will come, but the solution is not on bind and loose, but it is you storing food so that you will get enough. When the famine comes, then you will be able to get food to eat. Beloved, this is the part 3, our dreams and their interpretation. And I hope you have learned something from this part 3. We will go to our part 4 very soon. If you have enjoyed this video, why don't you recommend it to your friends? Why don't you share it on your platforms or your pages? Or please kindly follow Danka TV so that anytime we share our programs or we continue on this particular topic, you will also have a chance or the opportunity to learn or study it. May the good Lord bless you, and I will see you in the next studies. In Turkish, we say görüşürüz. That means bye bye or güle güle. God bless.